Hey guys, it's Mary Jo from Mary Jo's Creations. How y'all doing today? Today is Wednesday, the 15th. And I don't know, today I just felt like working on these. Last night I didn't film anything. I think I told you in the last video I had gone to the doctor to get my results and all of that stuff, and I was just not feeling too good. I've had a headache most of the day, and I don't know, there's just a lot going on, and I didn't feel like filming. I just needed to rest and take a break. But I did crochet. I figured out how to do the flower square the way I wanted it. And I got all of the centers done for the squares that I'm going to need. The only one I didn't, I got all the centers done, and on almost all of them, I've got the first 2 rounds of color done. There's only one that I didn't finish, and that's because it was late last night when I realized that it took me a while to figure out that square, that flower square. And, you know, once I figured it out, I did a lot of ripping back and forth. I finally got it. I'm trying still. I mean, I like the way it looks now. I just think that I need to maybe tweak it a little bit more the next time I make it, because it's still a little wonky. I think I needed to do something a little bit different, but I'll show you what I mean in just a second. I just want to finish this square right here because I'm almost done. But yesterday I did work on that one almost all day long. While I was at the doctor's office, what do you call that? While I was at the doctor's office, I did work on the shawl. Now, the shawl, I did rip back. I took it all apart. I don't know, it wasn't feeling right to me, and I wanted to do something a little bit different anyway. So I did rip it all. I frogged the whole thing, and then I started over again. I think I'm going to add a little bit more red to this, just a little bit. I think I'm going to cut it off right here, though. I don't know, I don't want too much red in this one. Hold on. Okay, so I think I showed you, this was the first one that I did. And it actually, I did a lot of more increases in this one than I did in the next one. And although I like it and I'm still going to use it for something, I'm not going to take this apart. Every single round is, tied off, and I'm not going to do that. I did add a lot more increases to this one than I probably should have. And it did come out bigger than the one that I'm going with. But I might do something with this one. Not might. I am going to do something with this one. What it is, I don't know yet. I was thinking maybe, doing another kind of cardigan with this one, but I didn't really like the way it came out. It's not bad. It's just, it wasn't my first time trying this. Now, this is the one that I'm not going to use. And no, I haven't weaved in my ends yet, but I will. We're going to put that one off to the side. Now, yesterday what I was working on was this one. And I like the way this one came out better. Now, there's only one thing that I want to try. Like, if you see right here, what I did to even out this, like the curve from the circle, was in the brown, I added, instead of 3 double crochets, I put 4 double crochets in the corner, right after the corner on each side. What I'm going to do when I make the second one is also do that to the yellow. So when I make the first corner, after I make the first corner, I'm going to try and level it off by adding 4 on the corners. But all in all, I think it came out pretty nice. Let me know what you think. But I do like the way this one came out. And I thought that putting the brown would just be a little bit better because it's going to get connected anyway. And I didn't want to do a second round of the green. And I wanted the yellow to be a little bit more brighter, bigger than the pale yellow. So this is how this square came out. And again, it's still a little wonky. It's not like, but I'm going to try and fix that. And then we'll see what happens. If it works out better that way, then this will probably get added to this somehow. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, to be quite honest with you. Because it's like, I think of one thing and then I think of something else. And my ADHD is completely out of control. And you've seen the center square. Not center square. These are going to be the main squares. Like I'm going to have, I believe it's 5 squares, right? On each panel. So 3 of them are going to be like this. And 2 of them are going to be flowers. So it's going to be the one that's going to be in the front and the one that's going to be in the back. And then you're going to have one on the shoulder that's like this. So it's going to be something like this. Right? And then, it'll be this one, then another one of this, then this one, then another one of this. If you follow me, if you follow my train of thinking, God bless you. But that's what I'm thinking. And now that I'm looking at it, if I can get, I was going to leave it, and I might still leave it. But if I can get one to come out a little bit straighter than this one, then I will definitely do something with these 2 squares. What? I don't know yet. I don't want a sweater because I don't use sweaters. Not really. Maybe a different kind of cardigan. I don't know. But we'll figure it out. But that's what I did yesterday. And what I spent the rest of my night doing was making the centers. So these squares we're also going to do, like, it's going to be 3 of each. Because it's, I don't know, my brain is not working right now. The math is not mathing. But it's going to be 3 squares with the green in the center and the brown on the outside. And then it's going to be, I'm missing, 3 squares with brown on the inside and green on the outside. And I have, this is the one I finished last night because I didn't get to do all of these. And then I need 4 of the flowers, so I did 4 of the centers so that I could just put the green and the brown aside. And today, hopefully, I will, get at least the squares finished for that, which is a possibility. But right now, for some reason, I just feel like working on this project, the granny squares. Hold on. The granny squares for the blanket. For some reason, I just want to work on those. And even if it's just right now, at this moment, I want to get at least 1 or 2 squares done. I think I can do that before I need to take a break. But I also wanted to show you the shawl. So this is where I got the shawl. What I did was I pulled it back and I restarted it. And this is what it's looking like right now. And once I figure it out, I will let you know, like, the repeat, because it's done a little bit different. I just want to keep working it up and see how it looks. But, like, every 6th row on this one, I did something a little bit different. I did half double crochets, chain 2, half double crochet, and then when I started the next row, I did the double crochets, the granny clusters, into the line of double crochets, if that makes any sense. And then I did that for 5 rows, and then I did a solid row all the way across of half double crochets, and now I'm going into those clusters and starting my next 5 rows, and then most likely I'll just repeat this and this. Every 5 rows this, every 5 rows this. Or maybe I'll add a different one. I don't know. But this is what it's looking like right now. And I love how it's getting wider. It's getting much wider than it is longer, if that makes sense. And that's a problem. When I first tried making a shawl, which I turned it into kind of like a cape, I guess you could call it, the V was getting very long very fast. That's why it's so big, because in order to get it the width that I wanted, it was way too long. And it's like literally to the floor. So I was trying to figure out how to do it where it would get much wider faster than it would longer. And this is what I've gotten so far. And I love the way it's coming out. But we will be working on this. I don't know if I'm going to work on this today. I might do a couple of rows and see, how far I get. I do have another doctor's appointment today at 2 o'clock, but it's still early. I don't know what time it is, but it's still early. So we're going to do that. But right now, I'm just going to work on these. I have, I think a total of how many squares left? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. With this one, because it's not finished yet, 14. So I have 14 squares that have to get done. Hopefully today we can get a bunch of these done. And who knows, maybe by tomorrow night, we can have all the squares done. That would be awesome. And then I can focus on, connecting all the squares while I work on the shawl. So I would, because once you start connecting these squares and it starts getting really big, let me tell you something. It's like, if you remember, that was a lot. The longer the blanket gets, the harder it is to work. And, you know, you definitely need a project to break that up. And that's what I'm hoping the shawl will do. Because the shawl is one entire piece. And I do want to have something where I'm not going to have to, you know, let me see, we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. White. What was I saying? We're going to have to connect the blanket. So I want to have a project where I don't have to connect anything. You know, if I'm making a sweater, I want to remake that V-neck sweater, and that's in panels, and then I'm going to have to sew and put them together. So I wanted to have a project as I'm connecting all these freaking squares, which, don't get me wrong, I love these projects. I love granny squares. I don't know how I became so obsessed with granny squares, but I love granny squares. And I love making projects with granny squares. But joining them together, no matter which method you use, is, you know, a pain, if you know what I mean. You know, because as you start connecting them, the heavier it gets and the bigger it gets. And then it's just like doing the border is a lot. So you need something to break that up. And I would rather have a project where in the end I don't have to do any sewing. Once I work it up, it's done. And that's why I decided to do the shawl. Now, if I'm done with the shawl before I'm done connecting all these squares, then I think that the next project that I might do is going to be a poncho. Because, again, it's like all one giant piece. And then the way I make my ponchos, I like the rectangle ponchos. I make mine a little different than I've seen anyone make. But it's just, once I have the whole thing done, it's really just slip stitching it together on one side, so it's not a big deal. And I think I want to do it in all one color. I don't know. But I also have, which I keep thinking about, so I'm pretty sure that I want to start it very soon at one point. I have, when I first started crocheting, I had ordered a bunch of stuff, yarn on Amazon. And I didn't know what I was doing, right? I was trying to figure out cotton yarn, and I, at that point, had no idea of weights, of looking at the specs. I didn't know anything. I saw a really pretty yarn that was different shades of purple, and it was cotton bamboo, I think. I don't know. I don't remember at this point. They're all in my workroom. So I ordered it. I didn't realize that the balls were literally like this big. Tiny little skeins. I believe they're 50 grams each. And they're, I believe, a 2-weight. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? And then I was like looking, and everyone, like, I was watching a lot of videos and people were talking about Kaboo yarn and this and that, and that it's good to make garments and this and that. And I didn't know, again, still didn't know what I was doing. So I ordered some of that. And it's also a thin weight yarn. And in order to do anything that I wanted to do, it was just way too much yarn that I needed, and I didn't want to buy anymore. And it's very thin. I'm not a big fan. I'm not saying that I don't like, well, y'all know how vocal I was about 3-weight yarn when it came to making that blanket. And I stand by that. Blankets, I don't want to make a blanket out of 3-weight yarn. I don't want to make a blanket out of 2-weight yarn, even less. You know what I mean? Like blankets, I mean, if it's a thicker 3-weight, okay. But if it's like a 3-weight that looks like a 2-weight, no. I don't want to make a blanket out of that. I'll make other things because, you know, like, unless it's like a blanket for an adult, I don't want to make a baby blanket out of it because it's too thin and it's... Anyway, never mind. That's not what we're talking about right now. I've learned within the last few months especially, working up all these projects, that there's, for me, and I'm sure this is true for most people, especially some that I watch, there's a yarn for everything, right? What yarn you use depends on the project you want to make. So I'm not going to say anymore that I won't work with that yarn. I can tell you for certain that I will not work with sock weight. I won't do it. I don't know how y'all do it. God bless you, because I won't do it. That is way too thin for me. But, you know, a sport weight, which I think is a 2, I will let you know once I work what I have up. I don't think so. Unless it's, you know, and I won't even say like if someone's willing to pay for it. I don't know. It depends on what they want. But I don't think that yarn is for me. But I'm not one to waste. So I don't want to throw it out. I don't want to give it away. I want to use it. And for a whole year, I've been trying to rack my brain and figure out what I want to do with it, because there's literally not enough of one color to do anything with it. So what I decided was I'm going to put it all together. I have, I think, 3 or 4 skeins of Kaboo yarn, and I have 4 skeins of the purple yarn, which is very thin. And then I also believe that I have 24/7 cotton that is a sport weight, I believe, or is it DK weight? I can't, no, DK weight. And I don't know what to do with that either, because I don't have, at the time, I didn't realize how much yarn you would need in order to make a project. And to make anything like clothing or a shawl, you need a lot more than what I have. So what I was thinking was putting them all together into a project. Probably making a shawl, which is the only thing that I could think of. Now, whether I want to make it a rectangle shawl or a triangle shawl is what I was debating. Now, considering that I'm not sure how much yarn I'm going to need and anything like that, I think the safest bet is to do a triangle shawl. That's why I wanted to try it out with this yarn, because this is a thinner yarn. And if I could do it with that yarn, then I know I'll be able to do it with the other one. So I was thinking that, and it'll be good for the summertime, you know, because it'll be very lightweight, because it's a thin yarn. And maybe I can even use it as a wrap, you know what I mean? And we're just going to make a nice big triangle out of it and figure out what's going to happen. And I'm going to mix the purples with the teal kaboo yarn that I have. And we're just going to see where we go and what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 2 more rounds. I might do 1 more in this, or at least half a row in this, and then see what other color I want to use. But I think that's like the next side project, let's call it that I'm going to have, is that shawl that I want to make with that really thin yarn, because I want to get rid of the yarn. I don't want to see it anymore. I am tired of looking at it, tired of trying to figure out what to make with it. And again, I bought it, I spent money on it, and I'm not going to throw it away or get rid of it. I'm going to use it. And that might be the next side project that I start, because it's going to be something that's just going to be one giant piece, right? It's not going to be something that in the end I'm going to have to sew together to make a garment or anything like that. And I think that's the best use for that thin yarn. So if I'm done with this shawl before I get done putting together this blanket, then I'm going to end up picking that up first. And that'll be my side project that I work on when I'm working on something big. I do need to sit down and get out the list that I have, the projects that I need to finish, and go over my Pico card, which I haven't seen in a while, and see what, if we've, gotten any close to getting some of those done. I also want to finish up those baskets at some point this month and get them over with. I did try to straighten out my work room, my craft room. And I did get a lot of it put in order. I do have a table full of half-started projects, which are mainly the baskets and the 2 cardigans. And I have a bunch of half skeins everywhere. I need to clean that up. And I need to figure out when I'm going to finish up those baskets. So instead of doing them all in a row like I was doing before Easter, what I might do is when I'm done with one project, I'll pick up a basket. And you see how we're working on 3 projects right now? We're finishing up this ginormous blanket. We have the squares going for the cardigan. And we have the poncho. So when one of these is done, which I'm sure it won't be the blanket, when one of them is done, we will grab a basket. And then when the basket is done, we might start something else, because there are quite a few things that I want to work on. And I have to figure out what order I want to do them in. It's just been a little crazy because of my health and all these problems that I've been having and all these doctor's appointments and everything else. And another reason why I didn't really film much yesterday, my feet were so swollen. I believe it's because of the weather too. It feels like it's going to rain. I have the window open because it is warm. Today I think it's like 80 something, which is another thing. It went from being 40 something degrees to being 70s and 80s. The fibromyalgia, for me at least, I don't know about everybody, because fibromyalgia is different for everybody who has it. And I have widespread fibromyalgia. And when the weather shifts, when it's not a consistent, it just hurts everywhere. And when the weather shifts back and forth, it flares up. And it's just been bad. I just wish it would stay, consistent. I don't really like the heat, but as long as it's, the same temperature, the pain won't flare up. But when it keeps constantly moving, like yesterday it was, I think, in the 80s. And at night it was in the 60s. Now it's supposed to get up to 80 again today. And then tonight it's supposed to drop back down. And at some point this week, it's supposed to go back to the 40s. And that's not good for my fibromyalgia. It really isn't. And I think that's also what's been making my feet swell. So yesterday at night, I had to have my feet up, and at some point, I even had to put an ice pack on it because it was just that bad. But anyway, I'm hoping that once I can start feeling a little bit better, we can work on, something a little bit different, and maybe do some more challenges when, I start feeling better, because I do like making those challenges. How many squares can I make in a day? How many, I need to make some bandanas. I'm trying to figure out the perfect bandana for me. I don't like the bandanas that have the really long straps. I'm trying to figure out my own style, and I want to do that with you. But because of the fact that I am the way I am right now, it's a little hard. So hopefully we will get that worked out. And I actually need to take a break because my leg is completely numb. So this is how much we've gotten done of this square. And I kind of didn't want to do it, but guess what? Oh, wait. We have a little bit of this pink left. Not much. Oh, it's already in the center. Or is that a different shade? It's different, but it's so close. Well, it looks more different on screen. All right. Fuck it. All right. We are going to put this on the outside because it's not that much left. I hate when it gets tangled up like this. I'm good at taking out knots. I've always been good at detangling anything. I'm going to tie this up and finish this square real quick. All right. Oh, my nose is so itchy. Okay. So I'm going to finish up this square, and I will show it to you before I take a break. Okay. I'm on my last, 2 clusters? And this is literally how much yarn I have left. So I think that in true fashion, these last few squares that we're making are going to be truly scrappy. Like, there's going to be yarn that's only going to be, you know, maybe not even a round or half a round. I don't know. But we're just going to let it go wherever it goes. And I believe this is round 9. Yeah. Oh, I like that. All right, let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to cut it right here. And that's officially our first square of the day. So I'm going, this is all I have left. I don't know how much this is going to give us. It's all a mess. I do have a few more squares that I just wanted to do in pink, but what I have to, like different shades of pink and red and white. I think there are, 4 or 5 left in this pile, and then the rest I'm gonna add purple to them. But I don't even know if that's like, I might just start adding purple now. I do have an extra skein of hot pink and red that I can use to, you know, finish the purple squares. Because these pinks and reds are almost done. This is the last one, and I don't think I have another skein of this at all, but I don't want to grab one either. I have this much left of the pink. We have 2 more skeins that are going to be finished today. We're going to leave them to the side for right now. This table's a mess. Because this is how much red we have left. And I'm going to roll this up. Although I hate doing this because they get all tangled anyway. But this is going to get finished within the next few squares. Now the hot pink and the white I still have quite a bit of. But these 2 colors are going to be done within the next few squares. And I don't know how many we're going to get done today, but hopefully we can get at least the pink ones finished. That's what I mean, what I need to do right now is lay out all the squares that I have. and get a feel for what I have on the outside, like this color, how many, because, you know, I want it to be random, obviously, because I am picking like kind of randomly. I'm not going to roll this up. That is more, you know, I like to only roll up when I have very, very little left. I just want to. Okay, there we go. There's that much left and that much left. We'll get that finished. But I do want to lay them all out and see, you know, what color combos we have. How many are, you know, with just pinks, white, and red, and how many have purples in them, and then how many, you know, have like the border colors. So I'm going to go figure that out, and I'll let you know. I'll be back. Okay, hey guys. So I did do one more square. I think I had one in the morning. I did another one. Then I wanted to redo, well, not redo, I wanted to make another one, but I ended up redoing it just a little bit differently. So I'm not done yet, but this is what it's looking like so far. I hate ends. Let me try and get all the ends into the back. So I can have all the ends in one side, because I would like to show you the square without a bunch of ends sticking through. Actually, most of these are already kind of woven in. I just want to do a little bit, like a little bit more weaving, because they're only woven in around. But that's what it's looking like right now. And I don't like that it's like curving. I've never done a granny square before that starts off as a circle. So this is a new one for me, and I'm trying to figure it out. I know what some of you are going to say. I can look up a tutorial and figure out how to do it. I tried to do that, and the tutorial confused me. It wasn't looking right. I tried doing it the way it was showing me, and it wasn't looking right. So I decided that I'm just going to do it myself. And this is what it looks like. Now, I'm thinking that, I don't know. Do you like the way that looks? I think there's too much brown. I would like to do 2 rounds of brown, but maybe like doing it where it's like the second round is maybe half double crochet, like I did this round of yellow right here. I can try doing that. I think the green is fine. And I like the way the yellow looks. But I'm going to try and finish this square and try to see if I can make it more like a square. I did try to do something a little bit different than I did the last one. I've been adding these clusters of 4 like in between, and I don't know if that's going to help. We're going to see in a minute. I'm trying to see if I can, what do you call that? Make it straight. And I'm thinking that I need to add more to get that straight line, like more clusters to even it out. That's just my thinking. So that's what I did. And basically today, I've just been trying to figure out how to do this square. I did, like I said, make 2 more squares for the blanket. So I did get some squares done for the blanket, which is awesome. And if I can figure this one out, I mean, it's late, but it's not late. I think it's about maybe 7 o'clock or so. 7:30. I don't know. I tend to not know the time half the time. But I want to at least figure out how to get this square done. And if I can, then, you know, it'll be easier to follow it and make the others. Now, I might have to make another center, and maybe we'll have, like, instead of having just one, you know, the same exact square, maybe we can use all of them and just have different squares. Because, again, the original wow, the original cardigan is called the patchwork cardigan because they're not all the same. It was done with 3 different colors of purple. So it would kind of be a little fitting to have different squares. And they're not all the same. So, you know, it does kind of look like patchwork. It could always be like the patchwork sunflower cardi. I don't know. But I have the vision, and again, as long as the squares are all the same size, I frankly don't care. This is for me, after all. So, like, the first one is always for me, right? And then, like I said, if anyone ever wants to get one, it can be, like, custom ordered. And, you know, hold on a second. And we can figure it out from there. Then I would make it to order until I get the hang of all of this, and, you know, I can make stock. Because right now, I don't have the yarn to be making things just to put them up on my website and have them sit there. And not only that, number one, I don't have the yarn. Number two, I don't have money to buy the yarn. And number three, honestly, like I've said before, I started this to make things for myself. Because buying sweaters are very expensive. Buying cardigans are very expensive. And good ones. And, you know, I like things that are a little unique or a little different. And you can't find those in the stores. So that's why I really started doing this, to make stuff for myself. And, you know, hopefully one day I'll be in a position where, you know, I will be able to buy yarn, and I will be able to make a few of these and have them up on my website. But also, I'm not ready to do that anyway because I don't have patterns written. I started this I just started crocheting, like, I'm going into my 3rd year. It's only been 2 years and 4 months. You know what I mean? I haven't been doing this for long. And so and I do everything myself. And so I don't have patterns written. I'm making it up as I go. And the whole goal right now is to, make patterns, recreate them, so I know that, I can write everything down and hopefully get them tested and get them, ready to go. And then hopefully I'll be able to one day have stuff up ready to sell, pre-made. And, I just want to share a little bit of happiness. I just want to share whichever way I can. And if it's either making the items or making content or, whatever it is, I just want to bring a little happiness to someone else who might have a hard time like I do. And that's all I ever really wanted when I started this channel. And I think this is coming out really good. I'm almost there. This weather is driving me crazy. When I tell you, y'all, honestly, it's been so cold. We had a few days where it was warm, and then it went back to cold. And what I mean by cold is, I mean like in the 40s. And since yesterday, it's been 80. I have my window wide open, and it is so hot. And I might turn on the air conditioner just for a few minutes, just to cool down the room, because I can't take the cold. I have a fan on that's going around, but the fan seriously needs to be cleaned, and I can't take this one apart. I do vacuum it, but I think what it needs is like those compressed air to clean it out. But anyway, it's hot. And the real messed up part is that, it's hot during the day. In the middle of the night, it gets to like 60. And I think tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 80s again. And then this weekend, it's supposed to be in the 40s. This is nuts. And it's messing with my fibromyalgia. My feet are swollen, and I don't know why. And I've just been miserable. But crocheting has made me happy. So that's okay. I get my mind off of it for a little while, at least at a time. I just want to finish this, and then I am going to take a break. But I just want to show you, because I think I'm going to do, I'm not sure. I have to count the rows. Let's see how this looks. Okay, I think it looks too big now. Yeah, it's way too big. I don't think all those increases were good. It just made it look more wonky. So this is what I've been dealing with. All right, so we're going to take this row out. And maybe the only increase that we'll do in the cluster of 4 is going to be in the middle. Instead of in the corners. I'm still trying to figure this out. It's driving me crazy. But I am going to figure it out. So I'm going to go try and figure this out. Actually, I need to take a break. This is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So really, maybe. I'm going to go figure this out. And I will be back. Okay, so I tried something. It wasn't working the way I wanted it to. I was still getting that curve, so what I did was, I think it's coming out a little bit better. I just have to do another round, but what I did was I did the corners in double crochets, and then I put half double crochets going on top, and then did the corner in double crochets. And now this is my first, actually, you know what? Let me see something, because it's still giving me that curve, right? So let's try something. Although this one looks fine. Maybe what I can do is, I'm just going to keep going, because I was thinking of decreasing, but like doing some half double crochets, but this one looks like it's coming out straight. So let's just keep going. Oh, I'm just going to keep going if I could find my hook. And again, I'm just trying to figure this out. And I'm just going to do, you know, let's see how this one looks. I still haven't taken a break, by the way, which I really desperately need to at this point. But I kind of wanted to have at least this part figured out. I'm not sure just yet how many rounds I have to do, because since I am using half double crochets for this one, I have to measure it. And if I need to do like a border of something, I don't know. I'm hoping that I won't need to. That the half double crochet, 2 different rounds of half double crochets that I've done will be enough. So I might just have to do like 1 extra round. I don't know. We are going to find out as soon as I figure out if this is going to stay straight. I don't think I need to do any more, you know, half doubles at the moment. I think it's going to go straight now. We just have to do all the corners. But I just really want to figure this square out. So after my break and before I go to sleep, I can at least do 1 more of these. Now, if I decide not to use that other square, I will still be keeping it. Obviously, I'm not taking it apart. And I have the first one that I did that looks completely different. And maybe we can just, you know, make another sweater with the squares that I'm going to have for trying. If that makes sense. But I have just this last corner to go. And hopefully this will work out. We'll see. I don't even know what round this is. On my regular granny squares, I'm doing 9 rounds. On these right here, I have no idea how many rounds I'm going to be doing, because they're not normal granny squares, right? They're done in a circle, and then the square gets, you know, put on. And I've been trying to figure that out. And I think I got it. So I have this last corner to do, and then just one more cluster. And then we're going to slip stitch and see how it looks. I've frogged this square at least 3-4 times already trying to figure it out. I was going to do the, you know, squaring off around, like, I was going to do some more rounds in the deep yellow and then square it off, but I decided not to. I decided to do the pale yellow for the flower and then square it off with the bright yellow. So let's see how the square looks now. I think that looks more like a square. It still seems a little rounded to me. I think I might pull it back one more time and do the same thing as the row beneath and do half double crochets. Oh, I know. Oh, I know what I did. I know why that's doing that. Because when I pulled it back, when I started, I didn't notice that there was I didn't pull back that one. And that's why it's buckling. Okay. All right. I know what I have to do to fix it, and I'm not going to do that right now because I need a break before I pass out from the pain. So I will be back in just a second for you. And I need to put my hair up because all this hair, girl, let me tell you, I am sweating and I have to put my hair up. But I can't have the AC on and record because it does get very loud and I don't want to have it on for too long. So I might just turn it on, cool down the room, and then while I rest, and then when I figure out this square, I will be back. Hey guys, so it is the next day, and I edited the video and realized at the end that I did not have an outro because I never recorded again last night. I did finish the square, but I didn't record. So, I was going to do it earlier, but I had to go get blood work done. I got another bruise. I don't know why. Like, half of the time, half of the people that take my blood, they always bruise me. It's just bad. Okay, so I finished the square. And look how pretty she looks. I figured it out. I finally figured it out. What I did was, after the circle, to try and, can't think. The first 2 rounds after the circle, I did them in half double crochets on the top. Not on the corners, but going, wow. Words are hard. Right here. And then the last, once I got it into a square, I did the last 2 rounds like a normal granny square. And I think I got it. But there's 2 things that I want to change before I start making them this way. I think that, I don't know about the brown. I think what I might do is, like, I don't know about the brown and the green. I think it's a lot. What I might do is, I don't know if I should leave the brown the way that it is and do a round of half doubles for the green, or if I should do like doubles for the center, half doubles of the brown, and then half doubles for the green. I'm still trying to figure it out. This square did come out just a tiny bit bigger than the regular squares, and I'll show you from the pink one. So this is the pink one. I finished this one yesterday. I was able to complete 2 pink squares yesterday. But although it isn't much, do you see that it's just a tiny bit bigger? And there is 9 rounds in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, there's 10. But what I think is, once I make one of these, whether it's going to be the brown or the green, half doubles, I think that the square will be good. So that's what I'm going to be working on in the next video. But I just wanted to show y'all, I did finish the square. I finished these 2 squares yesterday. Isn't she pretty? And by finishing these 2, I finished off 2 skeins. 2 more skeins. So these 2 are finished. And I believe I have 12 squares left for the blanket. And I definitely want to do some of those. I have 2 in front of me. But I'm getting away from myself. That's going to be for the next video. So, for this video, we did 2 squares for the granny blanket. We used 2 skeins of yarn. We finished off 2 skeins of yarn. And we figured out, kind of, sort of, the square. And I feel like I'm losing my mind. But that is enough for this video. If y'all watched till, the end, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. It is very hot. I'm very hot. I made this. This is one of the first tops I ever made. But anyway, I just put it on, but I am sweating. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go finish my break and then start working. I will see y'all in the next one. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means the world to me. It helps me out a lot. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And I am on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, but I haven't been posting much. But you can always go over there and follow me. And again, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank y'all so much for coming by and watching my videos. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.